The performance of all the altcoins that you're holding greatly depends on whether Bitcoin and Ethereum get continuation to the upside, or if this is another fake out. We're going to dive into the charts and let you know by the end of the video what you need to be looking out for so you can sleep with a stronger level of confidence that this is not just going to tumble down. Let's dive into it. We're going to start off with the monthly, and near the end of the video, I'm going to break it down to the daily so that you can know exactly what you need to look for on candle structures so that you have a strong statistical edge that your altcoins will keep flying up. All right. So, but in order to understand that, we must start with the monthly and understand what's going on. So the monthly on Bitcoin, very similar to, honestly, a lot of altcoins where you can consider this a sloppy consolidation, right? But it's a consolidation nonetheless. So whenever in a consolidation, whether it's a weekly chart, daily chart, it doesn't matter. If you have a consolidation, then one candle closes above the very top candles that form the top of the consolidation, not wicks. And not this. So see how this was all-time high back in April? That doesn't matter on candle structure. This is the monthly candle. All consolidations work essentially the same and give you similar statistical probabilities. So in this consolidation, the month of October closed above these two. We've already gotten the backfill, which created low volatility. Now volatility is expanding to the upside, right? And independent of that, even without low volatility, the idea that this candle here of October closed above the top end of the consolidation, there's a strong statistical edge that the next two candles, regardless of time frame, but in this case, it'll be the next 2 months, November, December, will be green. You simply have that strong statistical edge. And within the monthly candles, the only question with the assumption I have a statistical edge, the next two will be green, is how deep of a backfill you will get. Because sometimes a green month can backfill, I mean, thousands and thousands, perhaps even $10,000 into the previous candle before then blasting up. However, because it looks like we've gotten up moves on the daily, which by the end of the video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to be looking out for to secure the thought that this is not going to be a fake out. The real question is, how far of a backfill are we going to get? It seems like we've gotten what we're going to get on Bitcoin. And real quick, I want to show you what the last couple monthly structures have done. So you can see here that this all-time high of 20K on the monthly scale, it didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. It only mattered that a candle closed above these candle closures. And look what happened. Bitcoin barely squeezed it out. Here, watch. You really got to zoom. Check this out. This is really important because you can apply this to your altcoins as well in consolidation. You really got to stretch this out. See this? That month barely closed above. So the month of October 20 versus 2017. Years later, it finally closed the candle above a monster consolidation. So all this is one massive sloppy consolidation. And guess what happened? Once you got one candle close above the candle structure, blast off. And you had the statistical edge that the next 2 months would be green. And actually, I think Bitcoin got 6 green months in a row. It was insane, but it was all based off the idea that you finally got this monthly closure here. This one right here, the month of October 20th closed above here. And that's the exact situation we got. However, it doesn't always work out that perfectly. And I'm going to show you here, going back to 20. So this is 2014. And this is 2016, right? So that's what you're looking at on the chart. You can see here, you also had a sloppy consolidation, a candle closed above a very important line, and you actually had a fake out. It ended up being a fake out, not statistically probable. Here too, you had, so if you could see this as one massive consolidation, very sloppy consolidation, it's not technically consolidation, it's kind of like a U shape. However, once you got a monthly close, so the month of February 17 above these lines, the next month still was red, right? However, but that's not statistically probable, and it wasn't necessarily a big consolidation, right? Had Bitcoin consolidated here, more likely this candle closure likely would have led to this candle and this candle directly without the red candle. But because it raced up to it, you had a red candle, I guess, twice in a row after closing above. But in these cases, the idea that Bitcoin does not have 2 green candles in a row, it's statistically not likely that the next 2 candles are not green. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this down into smaller time frames so that you know exactly what you need to be looking out for. So you can sleep safely at night, safely and confidently that my altcoin bags are going to continue blazing trails to the upside. However, but before we do that, real quick, flip your phone or get flipped off. What does that mean, Tim? It means flip your phone vertically and hit the like button, or you get flipped off. And for new viewers, if you like what you see so far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit the bell. Why should you hit the bell, you ask? Well, that's a great question. A lot of this stuff is time sensitive. Not everything is based on the monthly scale. So if I'm going to help walk you through a more profitable crypto journey, you got to hit that bell, and let's dive back in. All right, so now let's look at Ethereum. The idea that Bitcoin recently pulled Ethereum up, and Ethereum was a little, it was getting really tired. So we had two contrasting ideas happening at once. So I'm still on Bitcoin before I show you Ethereum here. So stay tuned to this. Watch, check this out. Very important, because this applies to your altcoin bags, because Bitcoin right now is pulling Ethereum up. It's important to note, will Bitcoin continue pulling my altcoin bags up as well, right? So Bitcoin, if I zoom out on the daily here, it had a consolidation at previous horizontals, right? So the top of this is not necessarily horizontal, it's just all-time high, but this is a daily horizontal. You are consolidating up high, close to a resistance, which is the green line, right? And it broke out to the upside. So when you have upside horizontal that is resistance, and you consolidate under it this long without tanking down and rolling over, that is really bullish. But you had Ethereum do something completely different. Ethereum already had a lot of upside movement, and I got to zoom in onto the small time frames to show you this. Similar to, so it was in an aggressive trading channel, and it broke out of it, right? It broke out of it, and it almost never breaks back in. Honestly, I can't find a time where it has broken back in. However, this could have just been whale/exchange games to get folks out of their longs in altcoins, in the very leveraged altcoin market, the altcoins that are traded on futures, not just Bitcoin, to get people out of their longs before the move up, anticipating Bitcoin blasting up out of that bullish consolidation. So this might be a fluke. However, in the video that I released, the one with the 50K Bitcoin price, I did say this very specifically. So check this out. So in my theory of you got to get down to get up, I think in order to reset these indicators with the idea that a lot of buyers are coming to the market, I think the price is going to be driven. I think volatility is going to get ready to skyrocket through the roof. I think it's going to yo-yo. I think it's going to go down, stutter step in the middle here, you know, around this level, and then start flying. And I think Ethereum right now, I think that's the. So did you see that shape that I drew? Check that out. See what I drew here? And sorry, my current face is covering up my old face. Good. I like the new face, Tim. Your new face is so much better. But anyway, so you see that what I drew here, I anticipated that you had to get down before you can get up. And now, so that's what I drew in that previous video, the one with the balloon and the thumbnail. Now watch. So I drew my line a little bit past this blue line. So I said you got to get down to get up, and I anticipated it not to break back in, but rather to go down before it went up. And that's exactly what happened. So why does that kind of stuff happen? Well, I mean, before a big move up, there are a lot of stops sitting down here, and price just likes to go grab them, whether that's whales going to get you and stealing your money, or exchanges doing that. You know, that I'm not going to postulate on that. I've seen myself stopped out to the dime. Like, I think on a lot of exchanges, Bitcoin doesn't go down to the penny, but the dime. And I've been wicked out to the dime before massive up moves before. So I have my theories on that, but I don't want to postulate. But it's very common that this kind of scare out is doubly profitable for I guess bigger players that you might call whales, whether they are exchanges themselves and or, you know, big bad coordinated people. What could be happening is it's baiting more shorts to take on shorts, breaking this horizontal, which was previous all-time high, to get people to think, haha, this was a fake out to the upside. I'm a genius. I'm going short, to bait them and to be able to long here, because you can't long on leverage, like 5x leverage, whatever, without a short there as well, right? You have to create shorts in order to long. So it created shorts, right? And so they could go long, but also screwed the people shorting. At the same time, the people who were going long here, as Ethereum was right here, it got them out of their trades. And now exchanges don't have to pay those people who weren't able to get back into their trades. It knocked the longs out of their trades before the move up, right? So bigger players who can help stimulate this sort of price action. And I don't want to use the word manipulation. It's all manipulation. Well, I like manipulation because it's freaking volatile and that's how you make money. So freaking keep manipulating the shit out of this as long as you keep it volatile, which is why I didn't like Wyckoff. It was not volatile and it was choppy. I did not do well with the Wyckoff distribution pattern at all because it lacked volatility relatively. So call it manipulation all you want, but you need manipulation in this market if you want to keep it volatile and you want to have life-changing, wealth potential. You have to have that. You have to. Volatility equals profitability, period, right? And this is a very common play. I did not. So in that drawing, you could, from that video, you could see that I went like this and I only brought it up to here anticipating that Ethereum would keep strong, but not break back into this channel. So the idea that it broke back into this channel was, and it never behaves like this. It never breaks back into the channel after breaking down out of it. This was all this price action down. Let me zoom in. This price action down, it looks, so what I'm pointing to with this marker here, it looks like it was more of a play on the bigger players. So this was bigger players dropping stuff because Ethereum just doesn't behave that way. However, it could be the idea that Bitcoin, under special circumstances, all in the other reiterations that Ethereum was in an aggressive trading channel broke out, Bitcoin simply was not in such a bullish posturing. Therefore, this is natural. It could be that as well. However, it was unlikely that Ethereum would come down and then break back into the channel. But now that it is, I mean, this is severely, severely bullish. Out of the past 2 years of price action, whenever you had aggressive trading channels like this, which I think only 3 have formed or 4 have formed within Ethereum, it never once has broken back in. So this is nothing but good news. Now, what you've been waiting for until the very end, you are going to be rewarded for watching these videos to the end. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what you need to look for on Bitcoin to know when you have probabilities that your altcoins are going to keep flying or not. So let's get it. All right. So it really just boils down to the daily chart on Bitcoin. All right. So take a look at this. All right. So you see this big dotted line here? This big dotted line is the previous all-time high that Bitcoin set, 64,800 roughly, back in April. Okay. Now, the last time Bitcoin did close a candle above, it closed an entire daily, which made it statistically not likely that it would break down. However, big players can, it's not guaranteed, right? So even though it closed one candle, you had a significant, but maybe not like near 100%, you had a statistical edge that your altcoins would keep blazing trails to the north side, right? With only one daily closure. But if you get a second daily candle closure above this line, the odds are in your favor even more, much more strongly. You could sleep more peacefully knowing that, okay, Bitcoin is sticking this landing. It's going to keep going up and so are my altcoins. However, it only closed one. So where are we right now? We don't even have one candle closure. This day is still living. It's not closed. So right now we have 0 candle closures above 64,800. So what you can do in your mind to create healthy expectations of your altcoin performance is this. If today closes above 64,800, I have a statistical probability, 51%, 55%, something close to 50, but it's more than 50%, that my altcoin performance will continue to the upside, right? And you could apply that to the idea that if I'm holding Tether or whatever, I can deploy it relatively safely with an edge that things will continue up. If you get a second daily closure above this line, even if it's way up here, it doesn't matter. Or it can just be a small green candle. And it could actually be a red candle. You could get a red candle tomorrow and it could wick all the way below 64.8, but as long as it closes above and the next day starts, right? The Wednesday candle starts. For Americans, that would be Tuesday night at 8 p.m. For London, so you actually drop back. That would be midnight, I believe. So starting the day Wednesday, but midnight, on Tuesday night, right? I think that would be midnight for you. But even a red candle closure above with a wick down tomorrow like that candle closure would be very bullish and Bitcoin would likely fly up from there. So 2 candle closures, even in the event that tomorrow wicks down, doesn't matter. As long and it closes red, doesn't matter. If it closes over 64,800 tomorrow and today, then the odds flip heavily, heavily in your favor. And then you can strongly assume, but always keep your guard up for the possibility that things break down. But the odds are very strongly in your favor that the rest of this month is going to be pretty bullish with, you know, a few daily pullbacks, obviously. But as of now, the statistical odds still aren't, I mean, well, I guess, well, continuation to the upside, they are slightly in our favor already, even without a daily closure. I'm not going to lie. Volatility is expanding to the upside, but sometimes volatility expanding looks like a yo-yo. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down, and then blast up. Gets like tricks everybody out of their positions both ways before the real move. That could easily happen, right? So to guard against that mentally and with statistics, today's candle closure adds to the statistics that your altcoins will keep blazing trails up. The next daily closure, even if it's red, doesn't matter, closes above 64,800. Your odds are way, 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 way higher. And if you're holding Tether at that point, after the daily closes, not begins, but the next day, so Tuesday, Trading Tuesday closes, and you're still holding on Tether, you can know with a strong probability that if you are finding a small cap coin that hasn't blasted off yet, that the idea that Bitcoin will remain strong after that, that would potentially be a fairly good entry, particularly after tomorrow's closure above 64.8. New viewers, these two videos that are popping up right here can drastically change the level of profitability that you experience throughout your crypto journey. They're among the most important videos I've ever made, so definitely check them out. It's not clickbaity stuff. It's like taking a college course, right? I mean, it's a class. So hit like also, and for new folks, if you liked what you saw, subscribe and hit that bell, because hitting the bell is going to help me keep you informed with potentially time-sensitive information to make your crypto journey that much more profitable. Let's get this crypto, and y'all just got Timified.